up, YouTube? My name is Amber, and this is my first video. Ew. I decided I've wanted to mess around with YouTube for a while, but I decided to go ahead and jump in and create a video related to the Dan Markel trial. I'm going to be following this one pretty closely. If you are the one person in the universe who is unaware of this trial, maybe it's me. But if you're unfamiliar with the Dan Markel trial, it is very easy to kind of like be caught up to speed. And for my videos that I'm going to make related to the trial, I'm going to try to keep them pretty short and not go too deeply into the weeds. There is an amazing amount of information. So I would just look at like a Dateline episode or something to kind of just catch up if you do want to follow along. What I think I want to focus on is all the times Rash lied in his opening statement. That is Charlie's defense attorney. He's this very like, what's the word? He's like overly cordial, just not a pit bull in any sense of the word. But I found out how little pit bull he has in him today. So by the way, this is me like end of work day, a little bit tired. I have maybe 20 minutes to get this done because I have to put my kids to bed. But like I said, I've been following this trial for I've probably been following since Katie's second trial, but before that I was aware of the story. So I didn't really get I didn't fall into the looking glass until Katie's trial, her trial number 2. And there's a lot there. So I'm going to try to keep it to the point, and anyone who is not already well aware of the facts in this case, it's very easy to find. Just want to search for Dan Markel. So what I want to talk about is, by the way, full disclosure, I have not got to Wendy's testimony. So chomping at the bit for a Wendy versus Georgia showdown. I did see a couple little clips. I was like kind of sneaking around, trying to see little stuff. That's gonna be good. So before I jump in, I want to give a shout out to all of my like Justice for Dan people. Y'all are keeping this fight alive. Specifically, I gotta shout out my girl Fancy, mentor lawyer, my girl Judy, definitely John and Carl Steinbeck. Who else do I listen to? STS Nation, come on, Joel. So a lot of really amazing content creators that have been following and keeping this trial in the forefront. And I'm not like one of them. I follow the trial. I have been following it, and this is a really like huge day. I mean, me, first of all, I like to sleep. I woke up at 5:30. I want to say 5:30 this morning, just so I could like, I needed to be present for opening statements. So Sarah, she did her thing. I didn't have any doubt that she would. So, you know, neither here nor there. What I will say was, Alexa, stop. What I will say is, you know, I'm that girl. I've watched and rewatched and listened to testimony and opening statements and things from the previous trials. But let's be fair, that was like the low-hanging fruit. It's an experience to see Charlie Adelson just like sitting there looking all puppy dog pathetic. And I'm not sure yet if I'm feeling like he's feeling remorse for the situation, if he's feeling remorse for what happened to Dan, or if he's feeling like, how was I this much of an idiot to let my mother put me in the middle of this and make this my problem? So the look on his face is like a little, it's certainly cringy, but I'm still kind of looking for the word to describe. It's weird. And yeah, he doesn't look good. Let's be fair. He doesn't look good. So I just wanted to like literally come on and hop on and talk about all the times where I was like, weak sauce. Okay. Rash there's been all this like mystique, you know, and like, what's the defense going to be? So I think that my expectation was a little high, as far as what Rashbaum was going to come with. And it was weak sauce. I'm not going to lie, to steal from my guy Jank. It was weak sauce. All the different times he lied. Now, there were more, by the way, but again, limited time. So if you feel like I'm way off base and I'm getting it wrong, leave me a comment. Let me know where I'm wrong. But this is just all opinion. This is conjecture and opinion. Okay. Number one, Katie. Okay. He's trying to like almost paint her as a femme fatale in my mind. The way he's like, she's beautiful. You know, he met her in a dental office. I'm like, objection. She wasn't all that. She wasn't all that. Look at the picture. Okay. He tried to say they had a casual relationship. And then he went on to say they met like once or twice a week. That's not really casual. Like, if I have a casual friend, there's no way I'm meeting them once or twice a week and talking to them all day. No. Like, casual means like here and there once in a while. So Rashbaum, you could go ahead with that, because no. He said Charlie, he tried to really like kind of underscore, like he's trying to like, it's like so cringy. He's trying to really like humanize Charlie and like, he's just a regular nice guy. You know, he maybe he repeats himself a lot. Maybe he's a little self-centered. You know, just trying to really humanize him. Like, lies. Okay. And then he keeps going, ew, Raj, how did you blow this like this? You had all this time. I'm like, this is the best you got, bro? Like, this guy's like, I mean, he's an expensive, I thought, prestigious sort of lawyer. But, yeah, yeah, no, he came weak today. So he kept with this, like, it's so cliche almost for a defense. It's like the puzzle pieces. You know, first we're going to do a puzzle analogy. Okay, that's original. He keeps trying to say the puzzle pieces don't fit, and they literally like super fit. So he's saying things that like, I mean, it fits though. I'm struggling. I'm not gonna, I really was, I'm gonna be honest, I was surprised at how weak his sort of opening statement was. I was so ready to hear like, what is this great defense that, you know, it's $1 million defense that you're gonna do. And I'm like, damn, you need a refund, Charlie, because no, I don't really understand. I get, well, overall, it's an extortion defense of, okay, all, you know, Katie was trying to wheel and deal, I guess, and like, she heard Charlie talking about this willingness to pay $1 million to Dan, and she somehow, in like any logical mind, decided to circumvent him, loop in her baby daddy, kill him, play innocent, and be like, I don't know what happened, but my baby daddy killed, she didn't say it. She was like, someone that I know killed your brother-in-law, your ex-brother-in-law, 8 hours away in Tallahassee, so that we could then come and demand money from you, when we could have not did that and also just demanded the money. All right. Rashbaum tried to say that Sigfredo calling Harvey broke the case. The Prius broke the case, my guy. Like, the genuine breaking of the case was that lovely older gentleman having the wherewithal to notice and note and know that a Prius was what was skirting off from the scene. So that's really how we got started here. So what are you talking about? And then he goes and says, well, all right, he does all this nonsense. He tells us Charlie's grew up middle class. Child, even if he did, that they ain't been middle class for a long time, so we don't care about that. I don't understand what he's trying to do. It's so all over the place. He goes, like me, right? He goes, let's get you to July, what is it, 18th or 8th? He goes, July, we'll get you July, whatever day. You've been waiting long enough. Babe, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for you to connect a dot, for you to give some plausible explanation for all of these connections that are very clearly like conspirators. Like, it's just obvious. And then it's gonna be so fun to see how he tries to, like, these arguments suck, they're not good. Refund. He tries to spin Charlie's whole, like, all the phone calls that the FBI was tapping, he wants to say they were happy it was the police. And that's what was really funny about the, like, to me, about the wires was, you guys are obviously suspicious. You obviously are worried that the phones are being bugged, and yet you continue to talk. Like, you continue, like, you do the nonsense code about TVs and, like, you know, it's like, it doesn't make sense on its face. So what's underneath that? And then you know, and then you're like there with them, and you're like, oh, you did a hit. So, you know, it's just like, it's not great. I mean, Rash bomb, first of all, let's be clear. I'm glad that it sucked, but I'm sort of shocked. I'm like, you really dropped the ball here. But you didn't have a ball to carry. So I'm not 100% mad at you. And I'm like, is he that savage? Like, he looks so deceiving if so. If he's just like, let me come and get my coin. Let me run the checkup. You're not going to win. That should be obvious. But yeah, you want to go? You want to do it? Let's do it. I mean, he doesn't seem all that bothered by like how horrible that went. So, you know, I don't know. I will be following on a daily basis. I mean, the case does have me in a chokehold. I'm not even going to pretend it's anything other than that. But I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not going to be here every day. I'm just here to, like, honestly, because I have just been so, like, entrenched in this case, and I just want to talk it out with everyone, and, like, no one that I know follows it. So it's not like I can just do that with my, like, go find a friend. So you guys are my friends. So I hope we can just, like, kind of connect here and there and talk about big moments. Like, I'll probably do a video when Katie testifies. Well, if Katie testifies, I'll probably do a video. Certainly, I expect Charlie will testify. He just seems like that kind of guy. So, you know, he has nothing to lose, honestly. Like, why not do it? But it's like, it doesn't matter. But for my entertainment purposes, yes, I do want to see him get up there and try to lie. And I just want to see them, like, playing the wires. Like, what did you mean? Like, if they had evidence, you would have been at the airport. What other spin is there? So that should be interesting, and just kind of watching him, like, nuke his brain to try to come up with something. But that's it. I'm keeping these brief. These are just, like, me touching in at the end of the day with what I did, with what I was able to see. Once I wrap, I'm going to probably go and listen to some of Wendy's testimony. I don't know if I'll get through all of it, but hopefully you guys will join me for the ride and chime in and let me know what you're thinking about these different, like, aspects of the trial. And in the end, we just really hope and pray that we get justice for the Markel family. They are beyond deserving, and it really does feel like it's been delayed for a very, very, very long time. And, you know, painstaking year after year for it not to have touched beyond this, like, shield of privilege and lawyers and, you know, financial sort of, like, safeguarding that they've done to really insulate themselves from the arm of justice. And now we're finally, like, getting the chance to see it. So, it's so good. Thank you if you did take the time to listen. You know, with anything else, I'll get better as I go, but I am going to end it here. Depending on, you know, how the case unfolds, I'll just be kind of popping back in with brief videos and observations and thoughts and things like that. For all my fellow crime watchers who are following along, you know, please don't be afraid to chime in. Let me know what you're thinking, and let's have some dialogue in the comments.